Hello and welcome everybody to The Thing I Love Most show. As you can see, we are not in our usual spot in North London, Tottenham. We are here in sunny Barcelona after an amazing night at the Nou Camp. We're all still incredibly high from it. It was just, what a night. We were pretty confident beforehand, I thought, and last week I spoke about it on the show in terms of the fact that I thought we can obviously score against any team. But we left it late. It was
it's
just
the Spurs way.
It's the Spurs way.
The Champions League 2018 Spurs way.
I'd rather have done it that way, to be honest.
It was sort of scripted so well, wasn't it? The fact, obviously, that we went 1-0 down, and obviously PSV went 1-0 up, so we were still in with a shout. And then obviously, when Icardi scored for Inter Milan to make it 1-1, we were getting it through on our phones, and then it was just like, oh no, please. And obviously,
there's always the fear.
It was so strange, but I mean, if you just talk about the game in general, I mean, we absolutely dominated. We had so many chances, but it was just one of those games that you thought we have to score because, and I think we spoke about the time, we felt it was still coming, even though they looked a bit tired. I thought after about 70 minutes, they looked a bit leggy. Obviously, it's a hard team to play against.
The worry for me, I feel, was that we were going to run out of ideas. So many times you've seen us bang on the door, and yet.
But I think
you feel it's not going to come, and I think for one of the first games in a while, Poch made the changes at the perfect time.
I was going to say, he
made them at the right time.
We went all out attack.
I know,
didn't he?
65 minutes. That's unheard of.
A 4-6 formation.
I think it was a 2-4-2-4.
Yeah.
If that's even how many players is that?
Then when Llorente came out, we just had no midfield whatsoever. It was just
Sissoko was like playing
three.
Right. It was incredible, and. I'm just still buzzing. And so basically, if we just obviously look at the game, how it was set up, obviously to concede that goal really early, which was frustrating. Obviously, we said that we didn't want to have to make a mistake,
particularly from our free kick.
Yeah, and also it was Kyle Walker-Peters, obviously a bit game for him, and so he did obviously slip up. And then, I mean, still saying that, Dembele had a lot to do.
He had a lot to do. I mean, Walker-Peters was always going to be nervous. I mean, he's played, 2 games at the start of the season and then not had a look in since. It's a massive game in the Nou Camp. Of course he's going to have nerves, and just unfortunately he was left exposed from our free kick. But we were pushing, so...
Yeah, even early doors.
We wanted that early goal. We didn't want to be doing what we've done in every game so far and gone behind and
playing catch up. But to be fair, even though he conceded at that point, and it was his mistake, he could have had a shit game from that point on. But he pulled it back.
Yeah, he did. And you could tell he was a little bit nervous after that. He wasn't as attacking, but in the second half, he just got his head down and he went for it. And obviously then he was taken off. Sissoko filled in amazingly again. He was so good.
He was everywhere
up and down.
Yeah, he was breaking up play.
Up and down. For me, I would say man of the match was Danny Rose.
Yep.
I thought he was incredible.
Agreed.
But it's weird because on social media people are saying Winks, people are saying Kane, people are saying Sissoko, people are saying Ericsson. So I think that shows,
we all had a good game.
Yes. Well, it was. I mean, I think a lot of the players said it was a team performance. I think Dele Alli came out and said, "I love this team," and that sums it up really. It was a whole team performance with no. I mean, you can pick out Sissoko, like you say, Rose. So many standout individual performances that brought the team together.
Absolutely, and it was weird at the end, as we've just spoken about off camera. Obviously, our game finished, and we thought that the other game had finished, but it actually hadn't. So somewhere in the Spurs fans crowd, there was someone got some misinformation about the Inter Milan game finishing, but there was actually still 2 minutes to go. So the players weren't celebrating yet because they knew that it wasn't over, and then eventually.
Yeah.
People were getting it through on their phones, and it was just.
Well, you kept checking yours. You were
like,
I'm not going to believe it.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to cheer until I actually saw the result on my phone. But it was.
I'm so used to having no reception at Wembley that for the first time last night, I almost wished I didn't. Just for the nerves, for the last. When it came up, I think there was an injury in the 93rd minute of their game. And that's what delayed the
I still
time.
Get nervous thinking about it happening, and it didn't. So I actually need to introduce you guys because obviously you just sit here. It's not some random I just picked up on a yacht. So this is Cam and this is James, and they are part of the Spurs Fans DSI family, as lots of the people that are on our show are. It was loads of us out there. I think there was about 30 of us from the group, which was incredible. Matt, unfortunately, our fellow guest on the show, I mean, firstly, to
I
be
know.
honest, the reason why he did what he did, which I'll explain in a minute, was the fact that he took advice off an Arsenal fan. So,
God.
mug, what are you doing?
He left that out.
He
of
basically wanted to try and get back to London. He has trouble getting flights, and he was told that it was a good idea to get a coach to Toulouse. So he booked the coach for Toulouse, forgetting that there was an hour difference here, so he would actually have to leave before full time, which he did. And he unfortunately missed the scenes at the end. So Matt, really sorry that you missed it, mate, but it was great to have you out here, and hopefully we'll have you on for our next away day. I was stood next to these guys for the whole duration of the match. I was so surprised at Kam's lungs. I mean, she's a small, petite lady, but oh my God, some of the "Come on, you Spurs" chants. And I was looking around to see this like big, burly man, and I just looked down. It was Kam. It was incredible. I mean, how's your throat today?
No, it's,
You're used to
coming
it.
and going.
Well
It's coming and going.
practiced.
Yeah.
It's well practiced.
You're used to it because you guys sit together all the time. But I mean, that is
she's well known in our little Wembley section for creating the atmosphere.
It was the Yid armies, and it was incredible.
It's all about the bass.
It's all about the face.
Puts me to shame.
Amazing. So how would you sum it up then? How are you feeling this morning? Obviously now we're through after the 1 point from 3 games scenario. People have written us off. There's the amount of social media that people were trying to, just get at us even before it obviously happened last night.
That's standard for Tottenham, isn't it? Well, most hated club in London.
Yeah.
There's always a team that wants to have a pop at us about something, and yet we keep proving them wrong. The Tottenham way. To sum it up, I mean, I've never gone. Only Spurs can take me from that worried and desperate to elation in such a short time.
To be honest though, I was still there was a real sense of pride for me last night, even if we hadn't scored that goal. And I really wanted us to score the goal because of what we deserved.
They deserved
but
it.
even if we didn't get the result which we needed to, and even if we didn't score, I would have still been happy because of how we played in the new camp. And we have the Spanish journalist Guillem Balaghi, who was like just completely just over the top about our performance, which is incredible from him. He is granted an Espanyol fan, but he said we were one of the best performances at the new camp that he can remember, which is incredible.
We dominated all the stats.
I mean, that's a good time to bring in your comments about social media. The main thing is people saying that we were playing Barcelona B, when 2 of their Barcelona B teams cost more than our entire
Well,
squad.
exactly. I mean, if you look at Coutinho and Dembele up
140
front,
million?
that's not,
120 million?
that's not a B team.
No.
That's like
the Barca
full on
even.
class.
I mean, the Barca don't do B teams. If they're in that
that
first team squad,
Absolutely.
and they brought on Messi, they brought on Busquets.
But we made them look ordinary.
Yeah.
We really, really did. And the amount of times we got through, it was incredible. And the pass from Harry Kane to Danny Rose, I saw it on the highlights last night. Oh my word, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
I just deserved a goal, and he deserved a goal so much. That would have just topped it off.
I was
don't know if
waiting
I would have
for it.
survived. I think I probably might have just died in the stands. It was just
I may have ended up in tier 1.
Literally, I didn't want to go. I didn't want to leave.
No,
it was
at
like
the
for those 10 minutes at the end, we were just singing and singing and singing. We should mention also the fact that we weren't actually in the Spurs fans section as such. We all had home end tickets, but like sort of just under the Spurs fans. But you probably saw on the TV, or if you're there yourself, that there was a huge perspex, basically blockage of the fans, so you couldn't really hear what they were singing at all. So we were watching them, trying to ask them to sing, and we could see that they were even like mouths were moving, but you just couldn't hear them. And I think for a stadium, for a club of that stature, to have something in place like that to block the away fans out, I think is just horrible.
Yeah.
And it was
think it
nothing.
was
We would never
Ivor was
have that
saying the same thing.
I think it was in
English
keeping
club.
with the way the away fans were treated for the whole game, though. Having heard stories afterwards of how the police.
Well, you get that in a lot of, we had that in Turin for the Juve game last year. And they were kept, I think, an hour after the game tonight, completely over the top. There's no reason to do it. It wasn't like it was we was with the Barcelona fans. There was no issues. They were applauding us.
You contrast it with how we were treated in the away end, wearing the home end was wearing Spurs colours.
Yeah.
If we can be in there, and police and stewards and staff couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
And yet, the actual away fans who paid to be in the section.
But then you flip it to when away fans come to Wembley. We don't put them in the gods. We don't put a glass. We don't put
We give them
fence around them.
pitch side.
We treat them as equals. They get an amazing little corner. And they love it,
And I
and
think
that's
it was
why
well
the
known.
PSV fans that came the other day, they were incredible.
And at the Inter game, I think it was well known that there were Inter fans in amongst the home
yeah,
teams.
yeah, fair enough.
And
But
I
I
don't
just
have
couldn't
a
believe it.
problem.
I just couldn't believe it that it would. I mean, I think it was even the same for the away PSV game as
Yeah,
well, because
I
we
was
were in the home. Yeah,
we were both in the home section.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So. We're not going to have a proper preview to the next round, but we obviously do the draw on Monday.
We do, yeah.
So who do you think and who do you want? 'Cause it's not always the case with these draws, is it? And I know that Tottenham have got terrible luck, and I know who I think we're going to get. But anyway, who do you?
I mean,
think
at this
goes
stage, just to be there, I will play anyone. If you're not going to play the best, why be in the competition? If I had to pick, yes, it would be nice to get a Porto or an Ajax. I think that's mainly due to the location and seeing a new.
I don't think we can get
new
Ajax,
team.
can we?
If they win tonight against
really?
Bayern, they top their group.
Okay, well that's a big if.
Yeah.
That's a big if.
That's a big
Well,
if.
you say that, they're only at 2 points behind.
All right.
They've played well.
Look at you bringing out the updated stats. Okay, he wants to get a little regular spot on the show, doesn't he?
That's my ambition.
Okay, so you would like Porto, and you think. So who do you think? What's your heart saying?
Knowing our luck, PSG or Bayern.
Okay, Cam.
I wouldn't mind PSG or Bayern. I just want to go to another away day. But I reckon we're going to get someone that we've already had.
Yeah.
It's going to be Madrid or Juve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be Dortmund for me, because the fact they got Atletico Madrid only could draw at Bruges, and that meant that they finished second, and I thought that was going to be the draw. So I think it would be Dortmund. But like you said, we've got to play the best, and we can play the best, and we've got to be confident of going anywhere and scoring, as I always said. And then if you can score in a game, that's half the battle. Then if you can rely on your defence to keep a clean sheet, hopefully not make any mistakes, pull out a few good saves, have a bit of luck, then that's all you can ask for.
We've held Madrid at the Bernabeu. We've held Barca at the Nou Camp. We've put in a solid performance at Barca at Wembley, which if hadn't have had 6 first-team players missing,
Yeah.
who
And
knows?
conceding two stupid goals.
And we beat Madrid at Wembley. What's to fear? Play who comes.
Actually, it would be nice to play Juve and beat them this time.
Fingers crossed. Okay, let's see how the draw pans out on Monday.
Yeah.
That's it.
So we normally, as I said, talk about things chronologically, but obviously we were here in Barca and we're still very excited. So we spoke about the Barcelona match first, but it's time to cast our minds back to the Leicester match. So it was a professional performance. I was quite surprised. I know they missed Vardy. You could tell that they didn't have the same attacking sort of threat, as it were. But we were pretty comfortable. I've got to say, when I did see Kane on the bench, I was a little bit worried. Not going to lie, but then I did obviously, as Poch did, have the thoughts about the Barcelona match, and I could see why he did it. And it was, I mean, obviously Son stepped up again, incredible left foot finish. He seems to just be so comfortable on that foot.
When he doesn't think about it.
He's done well coming in for Kane. I mean, the last 2 seasons when Kane's been out for several weeks, the Man City game, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Son can play that role. I mean, yes, he maybe wants to work on his one-on-one close-range finishes.
I still haven't seen a replay of last night.
Oh, God.
It was a good
one-on-one.
save. It was a good save.
Yeah,
but
he's a good keeper.
he is, well, yeah. He wouldn't be at Barcelona if he...
But I literally, when he cuts inside on his left, I just think, it's
You can
incredible.
see it
I think they
coming.
said on the BT Sport coverage that he's the best finisher with his wrong foot,
Weaker
weaker
foot.
foot, as they say, basically. So I thought Ali had a really good game as well. He seemed to sort of like
I think
be
he stepped
encouraged
up
from
and made the team his
I
own.
think so.
He took it by the scruff of the neck. For a lot of that first half, it looked like it was petering into whoever gets that scruffy 1-0, that's how it's ending. But as soon as, half-time, perfect time to score.
Perfect time.
And after that, we didn't look overly troubled.
And the
I didn't think.
similarities of his goal to his first goal, so his 50th goal and his first goal, were at the same end, at the same ground, against the
same
same
keeper,
and it was the same
angle.
header.
Yeah.
That's just freaky.
It
I
is.
was
Missing
like,
Chadley for the cross, and you've got the
that was bizarre. I'm still, when you see the two pictures like aligned together, Schmeichel was there. It's just like, what? That's just weird. It's weird.
That was
Really
Well,
weird.
he
is.
ended up different sides of the post as well.
Amazing.
Just a little fact for you.
This guy. Oh,
That's
well,
his little
very own
fact.
stats there now.
Yeah.
So obviously that was great, because then that put us above the the other team in North London after them mouthing off for a few days.
Yeah.
And,
Whole 3 days.
put them
of
back to
painting
where
the
they
town.
belong. And so we now obviously have to look forward to Saturday's game, only in a few days' time now, against Burnley. Burnley is sort of having a bit of a weird season. They sort of just had an okay start, and then they just struggled to score goals, and now they just seem to be sort of just not really in form. So we got to expect a decent victory, no?
I think
They always do well against us at Wembley, though.
Yeah,
Even in the cup, the couple of times that we've had them in the cup in recent years, they've
I
played
think
well.
The biggest threat is ourselves. We're going to be on some, a come down has got to be inevitable after a night like last night. As long as Poch can show that right, he said after the Man United win, we have to keep showing that attitude.
Yeah.
And then we went on and lost to Watford. We just have to watch ourselves.
I think they're not getting carried away. I also liked when we scored the goal last night. There wasn't even a massive crazy celebration because they didn't know it was enough.
No, Harry
And that
wanted
also
to get
freaked me
in.
out because I was looking down and I was thinking, sometimes you see a goal and then it's offside and then but we didn't really know, and that just weirded me out. I was looking down and I was thinking, okay, why aren't they huddling? What's going on? But then when you see the replay, obviously on TV, Kane was, as you said, saying like, "Come on, let's go," like he did against Juve when they did that equaliser. It was like, just get back in the game and let's carry on, because they just didn't know. So I think Poch has now got a bit more of a professional mindset in terms of, it's just one game, there's a long season, let's literally obviously enjoy it. Amazing experience for all the players again to do that. I thought, it's actually just going back on the Barcelona match, I did think Winks had a really, really good game. He just seems to be growing into stature. He just obviously has benefited from fitness and running the team, but I thought he was incredible last night again.
Yeah. I mean, getting a result again with 3 academy players coming through. What more can you ask for?
So, Burnley predictions, what are we going for?
Can't see us keeping a clean sheet.
No one can see us keeping a clean sheet at the moment.
No, but we did at the weekend, so I was.
Yeah,
But
I
just can't. I think we'll just lose focus. 3-1 for me.
3-1, okay.
I don't want to steal your 2-1.
You can steal what you want, mate. Don't worry.
I don't-
You're
well,
stealing my presenter
it
slot,
could-
so you may as well go for the flipping scoreline.
It could go either way. If we play with the right attitude, then 3-4-0. If we suffer a hangover, scrappy 2-1.
Yeah, okay, you are going 2-1. My 2-1
Okay.
Tourette's has passed on. I'm going to go 2-0. I think we are. I just don't think they've got enough up front, and I think we'll be okay. So then that moves on to our next game, which is at the Emirates in the Cup, Carabao Cup against Arsenal. Obviously, we want to try and get one own back on them after the North London derby defeat the other week. But it's going to be quite a changed team, I would have thought.
I would think so.
From both sides. Still doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything less, obviously, but it will be an interesting one to see. How do you think the game's going to go?
I think we're going to go pretty strong, to be honest. I think
I
he's
think-
going to want to keep up the winning mentality. So we've played yesterday, we've won. We're going to be in the draw on Monday. We'll know who we're going to be playing in the next round. I think I think we should go out with a strong side and keep up
We have
that
got a
winning
lot
run.
of injuries now as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So even if we were to just look at the two squads, if everyone was fit, our B team is a lot better than their B team. But obviously now our squad is quite depleted. And so it's like, even if we did want to rotate, I don't think we can, because we just haven't got that much in reserve at the moment. So I think it will be probably a stronger team than maybe he would like to put out, which might do us some favours. And also, if we do have an easy game against Burnley, our running at the moment is quite decent.
We've got
the next
winnable
10
games this month,
games,
yeah.
so-
I mean, what I would hope is that he's learnt from the Southampton game, where if we are 3-0 up against Burnley, that's the time to start resting
I
players.
literally
and
have
taking
no
them
idea
off.
why Kane was still on the pitch. That was just infuriating.
It
And then he
seems
rested
strange
him
to
for the
rest
Leicester
him for the
game.
game and then bring him on.
Just anyway, he's magic.
Yeah, he is.
magic.
So okay, so predictions then for the quarter-final.
Penalties.
Penalties.
I think penalties.
Okay, interesting. Cam?
2-1 with us
2-1.
scoring
This is slowly-
80,
the 2-1
85
Tourette's
minutes.
is slowly working its way
85
now.
minutes.
85 minutes.
We get the winner.
Oh dear, I don't know if my heart can take it again. It's literally.
As I said before, it's the Tottenham way.
Yeah. I think. Oh man, I never want to predict us not winning, but I don't know. I'll say 1-0, and then. So who's going to win on penalties?
Oh, us, obviously.
Oh yeah, of course, obviously. I'm gonna say we're gonna win in extra time. I'm gonna say we're gonna win next time. I'm not gonna say a score, but I have no idea.
2-1,
2-1?
perhaps.
Maybe. Okay.
I'm not entirely sure it goes to extra time anymore, does it?
Oh shit! No, it doesn't.
Straight to pens.
Oh no! Straight to pens. Oh, well, okay, that's it then. We're going to win on penalties. Amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on, guys. It's been a pleasure. I've tried to get you on the show for ages, and I'm glad now you've managed to make it, even though we've had to fly you out all this way.
Yeah.
The expense has been a fortune to get these guys on the show, but they're absolutely worth it. And been a pleasure, and hopefully we will get you on again sometime soon. Fingers crossed, we're going to be moving into the new stadium soon, which is obviously just down the road from where we normally film in the Blue Coats pub on Tottenham High Road, formerly the Pride of Tottenham. And so, you know, speaking to a few people out here, fingers crossed it's going to be weeks, more than months. It seems to be the sort of the general gist of things. So fingers crossed, guys. And if you are going to the event on Sunday, I hope you enjoy it. You guys are going. Obviously. That was the highest squeal you weren't squealing like that last time.
No.
Oh. So yeah, Cam's going to be there. Look out for Cam. And enjoy yourselves. I hope it's as amazing as it all sounds. And yeah, have a great experience. And obviously, the usual social media channels. We are the Thing I Love Most show, TTILM show on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and obviously you can see the show on YouTube, or you can hear it on iTunes, Spotify, and all of the other podcast channels. So thanks very much for watching once again. Thank you guys for coming on board, and we'll see you guys next week. Come on, you Spurs.
It's magic, you know.